Hello, this is the Bible in Fewer Words. We are Carol and Steve Wells. This is episode 60, Numbers, chapters 15 and 16. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Carol.
Well, we're moving along in Numbers.
Yes, we are.
So we're starting at verse 32.
Yeah, the first 31 verses of this chapter I'm leaving out because they talk about things that we've previously talked about. Like, there's a fairly long section on instructions for animal sacrifices.
We know about that.
And then there's more about what to do if you sin through ignorance.
We know about that.
Yeah.
Although we know about it, but whether we understand it is another question.
That's right, but we've covered it before, so I'm going to skip it here.
Okay. So
we
I'm going to start
right,
with today.
Yep.
Right to verse 32.
Right.
While they were in the wilderness, the Israelites found a man picking up sticks on the Sabbath. Uh-oh. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Yeah.
They brought him to Moses and Aaron and asked them what to do with him.
God said to Moses, "The man shall be put to death, and the congregation shall stone him to death."
I knew there was a problem with sticks on the Sabbath.
Yeah, sticks and stones.
So they stoned him, and he died, as God commanded Moses.
And that's the end of that story.
All right, that's about enough for an episode, I think.
Yeah, well,
Weight-wise, in how horrible that is.
it all happens in just a few verses, and now we're going to get on to something really important.
Okay.
God said to Moses, "Make fringes in the border of your garments, and put upon the fringe a blue cord. This must be done in all future generations."
Wait a minute. Are we talking about a decoration on a priest's outfit?
No, there's not priests, there's just everybody.
Oh, everybody?
Yeah, I think so.
They all wear little fringes.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to wear little fringes.
And forever in all future generations.
Yeah, we should be wearing them.
I'll get on that today.
Okay.
The fringe will remind you to remember all my commandments and do them.
And not to seek after your own heart and eyes, after which you used to go a-whoring.
I'm trying to understand that last line. So don't pay attention to what you want to do and where your eyes kind of...
Yeah, that's the whole secret. Don't do what your heart and mind tell you to do. Remember God's commandments and do them.
Okay, you know what it would be for me? If I had little fringes around my waist, I would just kind of play with them, like kind of a worry stone or something.
That's probably okay, but what you're supposed to do is remember God's commandments and do them.
Okay.
And that's what it's supposed to remind you of.
So this is the end of the fringe decoration.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. At the end of chapter 15, now we're on to chapter 16.
So wait a minute. Chapter 15 is separated into those things we didn't repeat.
Yeah.
And then into a man getting stoned to death for picking up sticks.
Right.
And then, remember to wear your little fringes around your waist.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
That seems like a real contradiction in importance in life. Stone a man to death, wear little fringes.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's move on.
Yes.
Chapter 16. Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, along with 250 princes of the assembly, rose up against Moses and Aaron and said, "You take too much authority for yourselves. Everyone in the congregation is holy, and God is with them. Why do you lift yourselves above God's congregation?"
And here I think that he's speaking for everyone, all of the Israelites, saying, okay, so who chose you to be our boss? And of course the answer that Moses would say would be God.
Who knows that except for Moses?
Right.
So all the congregation, we're talking about all the people traveling together on their way to Canaan.
Yeah. Korah is challenging him, saying that we're all the people of God. We're all holy, and we can speak to God ourselves. Why are you representing us to God?
You know, it reminds me of Miriam and her leprous face and
Yes,
Aaron
it's
saying the same thing.
Right. Pretty much the same thing going on here. When Moses heard it, he fell on his face and said to Korah and his companions, "Tomorrow God will show you who belongs to him and who is holy. Each of your 250 men will put incense in his censer, and Aaron will do likewise.
So they did that. And then the glory of the Lord appeared. I guess that's how you call God is, you do some stuff he doesn't want you to do, and then he just kind of appears.
I guess so.
So Moses is kind of saying, all right, like he knows God's going to be on his side, right?
I think he has a hunch, or he's hoping.
Yes.
Yeah, he says, well, I think we're going to have a little contest here and see who wins.
Because what is this about censers? I've forgotten. Who's supposed to have censers?
I suppose just the priests. That's my guess.
Okay. And these guys are just regular guys?
I don't know because Korah is a Levite, so he might also be a priest.
Oh. All right. So they all get their censers.
Yep.
And Aaron gets his censer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. God said to Moses and Aaron, get away from the congregation because I'm going to kill everyone.
Moses and Aaron fell on their faces and said,
Shall the God of the spirits of all flesh be angry at all the congregation because of one man's sin? Okay, so Moses and Aaron, we think, said that together.
Well, I guess they did it better than we did, if they did.
That is kind of a weird line, isn't it?
Yes, it is. That's kind of why we muffed it so bad, I think.
All right, so Moses and Aaron are saying, hey, God, wait a second. So they're trying to say, don't kill everyone. That's what they're trying to say here?
Yeah. Another time they're trying to, this is getting kind of old, right?
Or
God's always saying, leave me alone, I'm going to kill everybody, and then they try to talk him out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll see if they were able to talk him out of it this time. So this is verse 26. Moses said to the congregation, here's how you'll know that God has sent me. If these men die of natural causes, then God hasn't sent me. But if God makes the earth open up and swallow them with their families and belongings, then these men have provoked God. So I want to make sure I know who these men are.
These men are Korah and his 2 associates.
Okay, and they're the ones who kind of say, you take too much authority.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the boss of me, is essentially what they were saying. Okay, so let's see what happened.
When Moses finished speaking, the earth opened up and swallowed Korah, his family, his house, and everything that belonged to him.
Okay, the proof is in the pudding.
And I think also his 2 buddies probably were included in that as well, and their families. But it's not clear in this particular verse. But for sure, Korah and his family. Why his family would be killed along with him, who knows? God knows.
God knows.
But they were.
So the earth opens up, they fall in the hole, and they're gone.
They're buried alive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on to verse 34. Everyone who survived God's killing ran away saying, get away or God will make the earth swallow us too. So this is the congregation.
This is the few million people, running away. And God sent a fire to burn to death the 250 men that offered incense.
So he didn't open up the earth this time. He just burned
them. Burned them to death. Remember there was this incense-burning contest?
Yes.
With Aaron versus the 250 guys?
Yeah.
I guess they were doing that, and God showed who was the winner by burning to death the 250 that were burning incense.
Only certain people are supposed to burn incense.
That's what God says in the next line here.
Oh, okay. God said to Moses, say this to Eleazar, the son of Aaron. Take the censers from the burning remains because they are holy. The censers of these sinners became holy when I burned them to death. Eleazar took the censers and made a memorial out of them to remind the Israelites that no one but the descendants of Aaron may offer incense to God.
Yeah, there you go. The next day, the Israelites complained to Moses and Aaron, saying,
you have killed the people of the Lord. Then the people looked towards the tabernacle, and the glory of the Lord appeared.
Yeah. Moses said to Aaron, get a censer and burn some incense in it to make an atonement for the congregation, because God is angry and has sent a plague upon the people.
All right, so he's trying to use that censer to good use here.
Right.
And it worked. When Aaron started burning incense, God stopped killing people.
But not before 14,700 people died in God's plague.
There's a lot of killing going on in this one.
Yeah, a lot.
I guess numbers here just kind of are adding up.
Yes. I don't know how many killings there are in numbers, but there's a bunch. Yeah.
We saw today the guy who picked up sticks on the Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
And then we saw Korah.
Korah, kind of a freethought hero, right?
Yes. Let's all be equal here.
One of my heroes in the Bible is Korah. Yeah.
So Korah and his family.
And his companions, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we had the 250 incense burners who were burned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Uh-huh. Oh, and then we're not done yet. Then we had the 14,700 that died in God's plague.
The unnamed plague.
And who knows why God sent a plague. He sent a plague because of Korah and his companions challenging Moses and Aaron, I guess.
Well,
he wanted to kill everybody, but he was satisfied with just the 14,700.
Uh-huh.
Well, really, because Aaron was burning incense that stopped it, right? He would have gone on and probably killed everybody.
Yeah. He would have killed all those people he saved coming out of Egypt.
Well, he said he wanted to.
Oh, that's
Remember, he said,
I want to.
I want to kill everybody. He said, I'm going to kill everyone. And then they talked him out of it, sort of. You know, is the God of all the spirits or whatever, the one we tried to
Yeah, the one we tried to stay together like Aaron and Moses would have said together.
Yeah.
Not likely. Okay, well, we went through a lot today.
Yeah.
Kind of an emotional, but then we do have the little sashes. Sashes? What are
Fringes.
Fringes.
You got the blue fringes.
The blue
There's
and purple
that.
fringes to kind of lighten the episode.
Right. To
Silly.
remind you to stone people to death if they're working on the Sabbath.
Oh, yes.
Right.
That's a good reminder. Okay, well, thanks for sharing that with me.
Sure.
And listeners, remember, Martin Watkinson wrote and performs the music we have, and we really appreciate it. And we hope you continue listening. Bye.
Bye-bye.